Hi SQUAD members, my name is Sankha De Livera and I'm the Facility and Operations Specialist at the South Australian Cricket Association. I came in from Sri Lanka for my higher studies, for my Masters in 2013. Sports management was something I wanted to do and wasn't offered in Sri Lanka at that stage. So yeah, 2013 was when I officially moved to Australia. Back in Sri Lanka, I was heavily involved with sports. So as soon as I finished school, I was coaching rugby union. I coached the juniors, under 13s, under 15s and under 17s. During that time, there was a bunch of us that started the first ever sports website in Sri Lanka, which had online streaming, news articles, stuff like that. So I was always sort of into sports even back then. And then after I moved here, the first job I got was at Gymnastics Australia. That was sort of my introduction to sports and the sports industry in Australia. And that was sort of a year stint in Melbourne. And then after I moved to Adelaide, I started working in rugby union. I was at rugby union for about 2.5 years. And that was a lot of fun with a great bunch of people. And then I started working at SACA in September 2018. Started working as a Premier Cricket Coordinator for 3 and a bit years. And then currently Facility and Operations Specialist. So it's pretty much looking after all the internal facilities at SACA. So pretty much just maintaining all the facilities and just making sure that the house is in order. It's sort of a given when you're in Sri Lanka that you've got to play cricket. And we had a very strong cricket program like in the school I went to, which is St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia. So I've got a twin brother as well. So the two of us started playing cricket at a very young age. I think it was reception when we held our first bat. And then, yeah, we played through the ranks, and then my last stint was probably when I captained the second 11, couldn't make it to the first 11. My brother played a few games in the first 11, but then our attention sort of moved to rugby union. We pretty much played in the first 15 for a couple of years, and I think just working in sports and the benefits you have from sport, that was sort of a light bulb moment where I thought, you know what, I want to stick with sports. And so I explored my options of what to do after school, and that's when I started coaching rugby union for the juniors. And then after that, sort of wanted to get qualified as well in sports, and that's when I started doing sports management. Yeah, just a cricket-related one. My brother and I swapped places. I was a wicketkeeper, and he was an off-spinner. Yeah, we were pretty identical back then as well. He came to watch one of my games. Just for that game, I was sort of playing as a batsman. And then we swapped clothes, and he came in after the lunch break or something, and then he started bowling and he got a fiver. And the coach was telling after the post-match briefing, he was like, Sankha is so good, he's the wicket keeper, but he ended up getting 5 wickets. And yeah, didn't know that it was my brother playing for me, but yeah. First match in Sri Lanka would have been Australia-Pakistan. I was a ball boy, and it was pretty special because Australia had a gun lineup with Shane Warne, Glenn McGrath, and the likes representing Australia, and just to be on the boundary rope when they were fielding was pretty special. The first game in Australia was the Boxing Day Test match in 2016. I've got a connection with the Sri Lankan community. I do a few events for my old scholars who live in Adelaide as well. We organised a touch rugby fives comp, so I was sort of the main organiser for that. We had a team playing from Fiji as well that came in, and a lot of the local club teams took part in that. And the tournament was sort of to expose the wider community to Sri Lankan food. Sri Lankan food's the best food out there. I'm putting my hand up for that. In modern day and age, you talk about superfoods. Every food is a superfood in Sri Lanka, so that's the benefit. And just the flavors and how the different curries and all the ingredients sort of enhances the flavors is incredible. We hosted the T20 World Cup, and Park 25 was sort of a training venue for most of the teams, so just rubbing shoulders with some of them. There was a Bangladesh team that came in, Alan Donald, I took a few pictures with him, Rangana Herat from Sri Lanka, Chandra Hathurusinghe from Sri Lanka as well. And then also in my workspace, when the WBBL team won the grand final, just to be there for the eliminator and the challenger where they played at Park 25, sort of to be involved with the build-up was pretty special. I've always wanted to work in sport, but I never pictured working here. To be really honest, like I played cricket as a young child growing up. Yeah, even the last few years of my schooling career as well. But yeah, to be honest, never pictured myself working at the SACA and working at Adelaide Oval.
Who are some of your favourite cricketers in world cricket?
Aravinda De Silva. My second name's Aravinda as well, so it's got to be him. I think it's sort of similar. When you take a workplace, you want different people from different backgrounds in your workplace. Even in the Australian team, be it any sport, you'd want that representation. because you want different ideas, you want different skill sets. The importance is that there's a lot out there and you need to be inclusive to represent and celebrate those cultures. Hi Squad members, my name is Sankha. Thanks a lot for watching. Boom Stuti.